going from this match to our main event, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Drew has a massive entrance with bagpipes, a Scottish marching band. It was crazy. Good entrance here. And they introduced, so they showed this on SmackDown on Friday as well, but they introduced a decibel meter on the screen.
They're really just getting more and more like football.
Yeah. So
I gotta wonder if it's an actual. Do you think it's real?
I don't know. I truly don't know.
I was like trying to I was like watching it and trying to listen.
I was like, I don't know if it's real or not.
The editor in me is like, yeah, is this let's fucking bust these fuckers.
Yeah. You're
but I honestly can't tell. It's fun though. It's a fun little addition.
I feel like it gives a lot of incentive too, because Triple H has been kind of, nailing down the fact that, if the crowds are loud internationally, they're going to come back. So I feel like it adds a lot of incentive for them to grow even more globally. Not that they're small globally, but that's what they're pushing right now is these big international PLEs and big shows. So to keep them hyped up and keep it growing, I feel like this is a good little thing to do for the crowd.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the crowd was nutty. They were which is funny because the crowd wasn't like this at Clash 2 years ago.
Yeah, not at all.
They were just a normal WWE crowd. And again, a lot of things have changed, but I wonder if they've been seeing how the international crowd's been doing, and they're like, let's fucking top them.
Yeah.
Let's go all out. And they were, I still think nothing has topped France so far.
Yeah.
But I put them right below France, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I would say Puerto Rico,
Actually,
Backlash.
Yeah.
Puerto Rico was very
Rico
up
was
there.
Crazy.
But during the whole I Quit match, they were like Cody Rhodes, and this whole thing. It was really good. Loud crowd, crazy crowd. They went hard for Drew. And then Damian comes out, and they have a very strong start. But the big thing of the night that everyone was talking about, and it looked very scary, was he goes to jump and springboard out of the ring, or suicide dive out of the ring, and he gets his leg caught, and he fucking hits that apron, dude. And Drew breaks character a little bit. He's like, "Yo, you good?"
He got up so fast.
Yeah, he was like, "Whoa!" And then he Damian's probably like, "Yeah, I'm good," or whatever, and starts beating the shit out of him. And then out of that, Damian, this is why it's crazy watching this sometimes, because they're so professional and good at what they do. It looked so natural. Obviously he's like, okay, I gotta help Damian out of the rope here. I gotta help him out. So he gets into the ring, and he's beating him up, and then he grabs him by the head, and a strong powerful grab, and he picked him up and got him untangled, and then I believe he suplexed him back into the ring. But that's why this shit is crazy to watch sometimes, because it's it is a performance, right? Yeah. And they need to adapt to whatever is happening, and just little stuff like this is why they're professionals, Yeah,
and anything can go wrong, dude.
Yeah.
It's like any sport, Yeah. And, they handled it well, and I think too it helped. I don't know if it was the same leg, but it played a little bit into the injury that Damian was selling through the match.
Yeah, it was the same leg. Yeah, that's why he did that. And later on too, in the post show, he came out and was like, "Yo, I haven't even gone to medical yet, so I don't know the extent of this." And actually, I don't even know if it's been reported yet. I would presume he's fine. But it certainly looked rough. So, we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll address it on Raw tonight.
I always forget that, Damian Priest is a really good strong style wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
He hits hard, and he is better than I think a lot of people will give him credit for.
Yeah.
Barring, all the interferences and how he's, won matches, and also barring the fact that Walter's probably going to become the champion at SummerSlam. Or maybe he won't. I don't know. But
Just call him Walter.
he's
your ring general,
Oh.
Gunther,
oh my god, sorry,
King
wow.
General.
That's crazy. I've been good with that.
You have
When he
been.
changed his name, I was terrible with it. But anyways, yeah, you knew what I meant though.
I did. I had to. I had to say it.
He's a good wrestler, man. Like and him and Drew matched each other so well. I feel like they were just hitting each other hard.
He's a good strong style, but he's also just fucking incredibly athletic too. I mean, like, look at his
for a big guy.
Yeah. Like, look at his U.S. title run, and then look at like all the matches he's had with Bad Bunny, and even his singles match with Bad Bunny. Like, he's fucking crazy, dude.
Very athletic.
Yeah.
And so is Drew. Like, again, they match each other so well.
We had a really cool spot where he did a Hurricane Rana off the ropes, and then Drew, like, after the Hurricane Rana, came up with a Claymore, and I just thought that was a really cool sequence.
Dude, the way he sold the Claymore and just, like, fell to his knees was insane.
Yeah.
It was nasty. And also the fact that he just comes back from the Hurricane Rana and Claymores him is funny, too.
Yeah.
But they both looked good. And also, I think we gotta really honestly give props to Eddie Orengo for just vaulting himself out of the ring for that spot and selling like the injury he took.
Yeah.
They go into the corner before that little spot, and he throws himself out of the ring to safety, and then goes back up on the apron, then gets knocked out, throws himself towards the barricade.
Dude, he threw himself.
And then I believe that's where that spot happened that we were talking about. And, he goes for the pin. Nobody's there. He's like, get a new ref out here. We get like a very wide shot of a ref running down.
Yep.
Goes in for the pin. You already knew. Like, we saw this coming a mile away. 1, 2, stops pinning. Drew looks up, and it's CM motherfucking Punk to ruin the day.
And he's sitting there. He's like, it was only 2. It was only 2. And then Drew, with like pure rage behind his eyes, like goes to choke out CM Punk in the corner. Like, he's got his hands around his throat. He's like going to choke him out, and CM Punk fucking kicks him in the nuts.
Beautiful low blow.
Yeah.
And then he wipes the dirt off his shoulders. He's out of there. He's gone.
Yeah.
And Damian Priest gets one more South of Heaven choke slam in. 1, 2, 3. Still your champ, Damian Priest, and still pissed as fuck, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew is going to tear the house down today. I think.
I hope we see CM Punk too. I hope we finally get some answers as to when he's coming back. And now that I'm thinking more and more about it, maybe Money in the Bank and not SummerSlam. I don't really know.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like they gotta do Money in the Bank.
Maybe they
if
do
he's
a Money
ready.
in the Bank match. They have a match at Money in the Bank, and then maybe a rematch with a stipulation or something
at
at
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yeah. Obviously this ending has had a lot of controversy. This is why you should be happy that you were gone for 4 days, because I was on Twitter and I was like, people are just fucking dumb, bro. They make me so mad.
Yeah.
I understand if you're in the Scottish crowd and you see this and you're like, God damn it. Like, you have a right to be mad. Like, I understand. But
Think about it, though.
it was not a bad ending. People are like, oh, this is shit booking. It's not. This feud does not need the title. It's gonna It's gonna make it that much more heated when it does happen. We're gonna get that much more banger of a match. Like,
I'm excited for multiple reasons, because I'm excited that Damian Priest gets to hang on to the title a little longer. I'm excited that Punk's back. I'm excited that we've created this awesome feud with him and Drew, which would have never happened if Punk didn't get injured.
Right.
And none of this would have ever happened. We created this feud out of a terrible situation, mind you, one that has been able to happen and carry on with, like, half of it CM Punk's not even
Yeah,
there.
while he's been out, the feud is carrying on.
Like,
and this is something
it's
that...
still been brewing. And, like, there's so much good coming out of this.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, I like the course of time has dramatically changed. You know, having Punk getting injured, and I don't think it's for the worse. And we can't really speculate on what would happen. We can, but it's like, this is what's happening right now, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
And Drew doesn't need to win the title for it to mean anything. This still means a whole hell of a lot. You know, the only difference is, dude, I don't know. Like, fuck off. Like, it's so okay, and it's more than okay that there's no title. It's just so good, and you know, it's predictable, but it's like the kind of predictable where we're like, fuck yeah, this is what we want, and we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
And like, Drew can still win the World Heavyweight Championship probably next year.
Yeah.
And then maybe, I don't know, in some way, like, him and CM Punk get shoehorned into a world title feud, and then people can get what they want. But we don't need it right now, because Damian Priest got his, and he doesn't deserve to be a transitional champion.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many, like, moving parts to this where, like, people have such a hard time seeing the bigger picture, and I get it too. Like, he lost in Scotland for the second time, but like, I don't know.
There was on the post show, CM Punk said something really funny, because he was at the post show.
Yeah.
And we got CM Punk eating donuts on the post show again, and he was being feisty, but someone was like, it sucks Drew didn't win today, but I would love to see you guys like feud at like Hell in a Cell for your first match, or like all this stuff. And he's like, with all due respect, I am glad that you do not own a professional wrestling company. He said that to the reporter, and was like, because it does not need to be that. And he's like, I'm not doing a ladder match. I'm not doing a Hell in a Cell match. I'm just going to come back. I'm going to beat the shit out of Drew McIntyre.
He's old. Like, yeah. He's too old to be fucking...
He was in the Royal Rumble and got his tricep torn. Like...
And, like, that's not the first time, too. Like, since coming back, he's gotten injured, like, 4 times. And so, like, he is good enough to just have a one-on-one wrestling match.
Yeah,
and it's going to be fucking good. Why... Like... I'll book Hell in a Cell and ladder matches all the damn day I want in 2K.
Yeah.
But when you're thinking about it in real life, like, I used to get so mad. I got so mad when they started, like, having gimmick pay-per-views instead of just, like, Hell in a Cell matches kind of, like, whenever. Because I was like, now I got to wait all year for this. But now, like, I see it as, like... But especially just considering CM Punk, it's just, like, he doesn't need to be... Like, I know Hell in a Cell is coming up later this year, but he is the last person you need in a Hell in a Cell match. Right. They need to protect the shit out of him for his own well-being. And because, Drew McIntyre can still go. Drew McIntyre can do Hell in a Cell matches. Drew McIntyre is, like, in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
And maybe arguably CM Punk is too, but he's also getting hurt way too much. So they need to take that into account and, but that's very funny that he clapped back and said that.
But overall, it's just like, it's a good feud. Just let it cook, and like, I don't know, the discourse around this is like, it's good. They got a reaction. They got the reaction they wanted when they booked it. They're not booking it and like making Drew lose and like, oh man, I hope they don't freak out. No, they want you to freak out. They want you to be angry so that
they want you to be invested, because you know what happens when you're invested? You make more fucking money.
Yeah.
Because, as our good friend CM Punk has said on multiple occasions, this is the pro wrestling business.
Yeah.
It is a business. That's what it comes down to. Like, all personal feelings aside, I guarantee you Drew... I'm sure Drew would love to win a championship in Scotland, but I also guarantee you that Drew knows that this is a business, and he knows that this is what's... Like, people aren't going to look back at this and forget about Drew McIntyre. They're going to be like, oh, the feud with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, where he screwed over McIntyre in Scotland. Like,
Yeah.
this is what they want.
And I'm sure he is very happy to be in this position. He is in one of the biggest storylines in wrestling right now. Yes, he didn't win the title.
He doesn't have a championship.
Yeah. And it's like, just let it cook. They know what they're doing. It's on fire right now. Just fucking let him be, man. But it was funny. We got kids crying and CM cunt chants, so I thought it was really good.
We got CM cunt. That's crazy.
CM cunt on Twitter. Everyone was leaving the arena, and someone recorded it. Everyone was leaving, and we got CM cunt, CM cunt, and literally children crying. So it was good.
Well, and it's also funny because that match was 2 heels.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is also crazy. Which also, I mean, like, he's not a heel in Scotland, but it was just funny because, like, back here, they're both heels.
Yeah.
But in Scotland, CM Punk is a heel.
Yeah.
And Damian Priest is a heel, and Drew McIntyre isn't.
They're like all heels. All 3 of them, really.
Yeah. They're all little trolls.
Yeah. So
honestly, I think out of everyone here, Damian Priest is more of a baby face.
He's just kind of there, and he's like, hey, man, I'm bad because I want to be, but, like, I don't care about you guys. You know, like, you guys do your thing.
Yeah.
So
it was a great ending, though, to a pay-per-view. Great match.
Great ending, great pay-per-view.